Hello, everyone.
When you said that made me think of something. I can't remember what it is right now.
This is BB. My channel is Encrypted Ritual.
It'll come back to me. And this is Sky at agentSKYHOUSE. And we're doing a wine and cider and cupcakes and Dollies. Because we have cupcakes we picked up.
The holiday edition.
We celebrate solstice, but when it's when Christmas happens, we usually do a wander around town briefly and then otherwise chill. We've both been very tired because of recuperating from everything and working a lot. They gave us forks for the cupcakes.
That's nice of them.
Do we need forks?
I don't know, they're large. I have a lot of icing because that's how cupcakes look now.
Moocher's going to be barking in the background because everyone in this building has been sassy. He's in a bad mood and he got his medication a little bit late because he still takes anti-anxiety stuff. And I forgot to give it to him on time. So typically he gets it with his lunch, but when we left today, I gave him lunch and it was too early to give him his pill. So you'll hear him going bah in the background. You also might hear hammering from upstairs. Don't know why. But so you should talk about.
Am I talking about
the headband?
My stuff first?
Yeah.
Alright, so
the headband.
I decided to be masochistic, and after work on Saturday.
Oh, I was like, where's that going? Wait, what?
After work on Saturday, I decided to take a look because I've been looking online at the Shibajuku dolls because I would like one. I wanted one to go with Sky's dolls, and a lot of the places in the area don't have them. Like you can order them and then pick them up. But supposedly, the Walmart that we've never been to, that is like about a half an hour. It's like a 15-minute ride and then a 15-minute walk.
Do you want Oreo or coconut?
I don't care.
Okay, I'm gonna use
it's alright. It's just, my brain. I have a
That's
hard time.
That's why I'm apologizing. It took about 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it took about 30 minutes to get over there. Across a very treacherous path because most of it was highway and I walked through the rain. This is a long voyage. And it turned out there was a Michael's in the parking lot, so of course I stopped there. Big surprise.
It's just full of miniatures and fairy stuff.
Yeah. This particular Michael's, because we usually go to one in the city, this one had a lot more like miniature stuff for like little like dolls and sculptures and things. So I took a bunch of pictures and I sent them to Sky, and
I was like, what is this terrible
fucking place? What is this terrible place? Because it was just like certain things that were like, yes, we would have this all over the house. But we are, I would say, pretty much basically starting with the new year, where we are essentially doing a spending freeze, where we are only buying things basically when we run out. Well, I know, but we're I'm saying that because, I went ahead and I bought things.
Yeah, but that was it. That was the last of it.
That's what I'm saying. So we're basically at the end of the year. So, anyway, I ended up getting a couple of little articles of clothing, or I guess fabric for the dolls there. Mm-hmm. And then I went over to the Walmart, and again,
very fluffy.
It's like 2 or 3 days before Christmas that I decided to go to frickin' Walmart. There were most of the aisles in the toy section were almost empty. There were toys strewn all over the floor. There were like probably about 15 people in each aisle, like pushing each other out of the way, looking for shit. Out of the Shibajuku dolls that it said would be there, there was literally one doll. There was one doll, and I was like, I guess that's a sign. And it was a Wave 2, which are the ones that are supposed to be slightly better quality. Yep. And it was one of like the 2 that I was like, I would get one of these. So I got that, but like, yeah, it was.
It's funny because I have the name to be sure. I've been watching a lot of Rush recently because she does really cute videos on tulips and dolls and stuff like that. And I just generally like her channel. But she did a thing where I guess she has a tradition where she goes to toy stores in the like Christmas Eve and was like, and she went in and she was like, this place kind of looks like there's less toys and kind of a mess. And it was like in comparison to what he, yeah, he was like, no,
wow.
he was watching, he was like, excuse me. It was just like, but it gave me
just
perspective.
Like, is this how people live now? That they like literally are just like throwing things on the ground, and it's just like
the answer is yes.
People were like literally picking things up off the shelf and then just throwing them onto other areas of the shelf as I was walking past them, and I was like, what is this? What is this life?
Well, firstly, people are fucking ridiculous. Secondly, people during the holidays act like assholes. So,
and I know also, you know, I'm sure that many people being in one place, also trying to find probably half of the same shit. They're all stressed out.
It takes 1 second to hang something up in the same spot. So everyone, I'm sure they're stressed, but they're stressing somebody else out, acting like jackasses. So
I'm saying that people have a hard time thinking about that.
I know. I still don't think it's a fucking excuse. But anyways, sorry.
But yeah, so I got the doll. Their sewing section is pretty decent there, so I got like,
it's not particular.
I got a few swatches of fabric for Sky. But
Leopard
anyway,
prints and stuff like
because
that.
I'm me, instead of going the route of being like, well, maybe I'll start just doing a face up, and then I'll see where it takes me. I go to wash her hair, and I washed her hair, and then I was like, oh, her face is soft enough to squish, like, and then we were like, okay, her eyes are coming out. So, with 2 people, we got her eyes out, which apparently is not an easy feat.
Cut. I didn't get cut this time, I'm just saying from last time.
Like, we were able to pop them out. The second one came out much easier than the first. And then I wiped her face after that, which was so much easier to do because the eyes weren't in and you don't have to worry about them getting... Because the eyes are very sensitive to acetone.
Extremely.
And me, being me, I went to... Then, because I wanted to repaint the eyes, I went to clean off the eyes. And the first eye, I was like, well, maybe if I just use a little acetone on the paint, and wipe it real fast and then wash it, it'll be fine. And it wasn't fine. So basically, she's going to have like one dead eye, which is fine.
Since she fits in with my crew.
Yeah, because then she essentially fits in with his crew.
Yo.
And then one eye that like is pristine, because I found that if you use rubbing alcohol on these eyes, that like there was no damage and it like took everything off. This is like shiny clear. The only spot that I'm still working on like had some glue on it, so it's just a little stuck.
Those
but I'm not
eyelashes,
worried.
by the way, that they put in there.
The eyelashes on the Shibajuku dolls. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see. This is the eye that I fucked up.
They can see the lines though.
But yeah, at the top is a little line. That is an actual hole. They put the eyelashes through the eye and glue them to the inside of the eye. So that's why people can't get them off. Because like they were like sealed on there. I will be redoing the eyelashes when I'm done. But yeah, in comparison, you'll see the one eye versus the other. Which eye did I do a good job on? I wonder. This one, like the one I messed up though, like I had like tested out painting it that night after I had messed it up, and it did still come through. So like it'll still work. It's just not. It's gonna be foggy, and you know what? That's fine. But so that was that. I'll show.
You're fine, Muds.
Her head so far. The girls are holding her. So her body is elsewhere until I'm done with her face and her hair. I'm like, where's the camera? I'm like trying to show the screen and not the camera.
It says it's not there.
So yeah, her face is wiped. Obviously, not like nothing big to show there. I and with it being darker in here, I don't know how well you'll see it. I started to put like some light amount of like Sharpie to dye the bottom of her hair with like a lighter pink. But what I'm gonna do is either a darker brown or blue. I'm gonna do it for pretty much her whole head so that these pinks and blues that she came with still show through, but like through the brown or the blue. And then I'll do probably a couple extra highlights. But yeah, so she hopefully will be finished within the week, and then I'll let you take a turn, and then I'll show some other.
So, firstly, before I go into my doll stuff, for those of you, I'm sure everybody that watches my channel that watches doll stuff knows this already, but Sleepy Sheepy's Dreams with a period between each word is starting to source for if they can get enough people to get their head casted. I think that head. Actually, that head might be. No, Drew, you're fine. I think that head is a little bit big for what I'd be looking for dolls, but like the sculpt is beautiful. So like, and I know it's the aesthetic that a lot of people that I know like. So wanted to throw that everybody's way. I might actually plug it on my Instagram as well, just because the more that they have going their way, the better. Because yeah, it's a beautiful sculpt in my opinion. I love it. I love the way they did the ears. Like they're just the aesthetic is really really nice. That said, even if I wanted the head, which I do, but the